undeniably in a position I'd rather not be in. But the Ronnie Vegas podcast, yeah, with your boy DeJoy, cream of the crop, cup of coffee, yeah.
What
Yes,
the
sir.
fuck was that, dude?
Yes, sir. Ronnie Vegas podcast episode 3 coming at you hot.
That was
Snap into a
ridiculous.
Slim Jim.
A Slim
How we
Jim.
doing, DeJoy?
I'm doing good. Could you give me the reference for that? Like, what was that? I've
That's
seen
it.
the whole,
We'll
like...
get to that in a minute.
Okay.
Ronnie Vegas podcast episode 3. I am Ronnie Vegas. With me as always.
Is your boy DeJoy. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Can you break that down for me? I saw
will
the
break it down
meme.
for you.
I
will
saw the
break it down
meme
for you.
a couple months ago. It was like the cup of coffee in the big time.
You don't know who he is?
No, I know he's like a
There's so
WWE guy, right?
Oh my God. Almost anybody listening right now is probably freaking out. That was Macho Man Randy Savage.
Macho Man
Very,
Randy
very,
Savage?
very famous.
heard of that name.
Right up there with Hulk Hogan, man. Him and Hulk Hogan all the time. Come on. How do you not? He was in the Slim Jim commercials. No,
What Slim
need a
Jim
little
commercial?
excitement. No.
I don't remember Slim Jim commercials.
man.
No, and I wasn't
Oh,
a big
man.
WWE person when I was younger, so I never really
I feel like
Got him
everyone knows who the Macho Man is, though. I thought that was I don't know. Maybe we should go back do another intro. I don't know. Hey, Macho Man. Hey, we don't need you for this one. All right. Thanks.
No, leave him in there.
Okay.
That's cool.
No, all right. No, you're good.
Yeah,
You-
you can head out.
checks in the
You're-
mail.
Yeah, checks on his
Checks
way.
in the mail, bud. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
it definitely wasn't Ronnie doing that voice whatsoever.
Macho Man's dead. It was definitely me.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. Need a
Yeesh.
little excitement. Slam into a guardrail. Oh yeah.
When
That's
did
what he
Macho
did.
Man die? What's going on here? I feel like I missed
boy,
the
it was-
morning.
Oh boy, what year is it? It's
2024.
It was probably upwards of 12, 13 years ago he got in a car
Macho
accident.
Man Randy Savage.
Randy Savage.
Died in 2011.
Cup of coffee in the big time. Yeah.
Coffee.
Cup of coffee.
He's got a sick hat, dude.
Oh, he always had sick hats and outfits, everything. Yep. He was Macho Man. He was just Macho Man. He was nuts. You ought to go back through, and any listeners, just go back through YouTube and look up Macho Man interviews randomly and just watch him. The dude is unhinged. It's crazy.
Maybe I'll check him out.
insane.
Like I said, I've never really been into WWE stuff. As soon as I found out it was fake when I was really young, and then I just always thought it was garbage.
I mean,
it
I
was
don't
fake.
like the word fake when it comes to wrestling.
I understand the aspect.
You know,
of
I
it
got
being
my
pro
belt right here.
performance.
I'm the champ. I'm the champ. Come and take it. Come and take it. I want Holyfield.
You want Holyfield?
I showed you what these guns could do in the Middle East. Now I'm gonna show what they could do in the ring. Oh shit. Okay. Anyway,
Oh,
yeah, no. I don't like it when people call wrestling fake. It is choreographed.
I get it that it, and the thing is,
But
I don't
throw
hate.
throw yourself off a fucking steel cage and try not to
I
get hurt.
understand that that's real. I know that.
Yeah.
I know that
I
the
mean,
plot and the storyline is created and the winners
Yeah.
are pre-decided and all that shit, and it's still like a show that gets put on. Like,
Choreographed.
I don't hate movies and TV shows because they're
Right.
fake, so I
Right.
get that. But I just
Right.
thought, like, if there's going to be a thing where people go into a fucking boxing ring and they fight,
But
it should be
It's-
real. It should be whoever is this.
the
But
thing is,
it's different. It's for
you need to
entertainment
watch-
purposes.
Yes, it's for entertainment purposes, and the matches they have and the shit they do, it's just well, like back in the '80s with Macho Man and Hulk Hogan and stuff. The matches were just cool. Hulk Hogan picked up the Giant. He was 600 pounds. No one ever did that before. Jimmy Superfly Snuka jumped off the top of a steel cage back in the '80s. That was big. Then in the Attitude Era, when the Undertaker threw Mankind off the Hell in a Cell through a fucking table, the tables, ladders, chairs matches, the shit they do is so insane. It's entertaining. You want to watch it. Like, that's why you're watching it.
I feel like
The
all
storylines
their-
don't really matter.
Okay, I was gonna say because I feel like all I see now, because like I get WWE content like on my TikTok when
Yeah.
I'm like scrolling through or whatever, but it's always just people talking.
Yeah, but that's
So
like
much
leading
just
up to their
people talking.
matches, and yeah, but like the RKO's are my favorite now. That Randy Orton's back, the RKO is out of nowhere. I'm sure you've seen videos of
I've
that.
yeah.
Yeah. That's it. I don't know. It is. I don't like using that word, but it's fake. But they
It's
still entertain. They
staged.
still, it'd be like, people would still go watch the NFL. I feel if it was rigged.
I mean, it is
If
rigged. It is
okay.
rigged, but it's just no. It's obviously not rigged, or else. I mean, there's a lot of storylines, obviously, but no, it's definitely nowhere near as
Funny,
fabricated
every
as
time I see
WWE.
things about football on my feed, it's always people talking too. Weird.
It's funny because like at the beginning of this season, like there was literally commercials that came out about NFL script writers. Like the NFL like really leaned into that joke that was really popular on the internet, like that they write out everything. And so at the beginning of the year, I remember it was like right before opening week, Keegan Michael Key was like hosting this thing with a whole bunch of like the biggest players in the league, and it was just in this room and they were pretending to read the script and going through each player's like it's just like one person looks at it, it's like, oh man, I'm gonna have an injury this year, and then the other thing
Ah,
will be like, oh dude, I'm gonna break the rookie receiving record or whatever, blah, all this stuff. It would like go through that. It's like, this is what's gonna happen this year.
yeah.
And they really leaned into it all throughout the year, and it was very prevalent this season about like NFL script writers, of course with like the whole Taylor Swift thing and the Chiefs
Now
being so
see,
popular.
they might be just doing that so when you find out it is real, you're not as shocked. They just slowly introduce you
Find out
to
it
the
is
truth.
rigged.
You
No,
know what I mean?
I think that it's definitely, you can't choreograph players, you can't choreograph 22 players on a field at the same time.
No? You
50
ever watch the Royal Rumble?
53
Ah,
53 active people on the roster at any time, 20 coaches, an
there's
owner that's
200
spending,
wrestlers active on the roster at one
that's
time.
that's
Keep going.
that is one team's staff for that's one team's training staff is 200 people. It's training
I'm
staff and
just
coaches.
saying.
It's
I'm just
it would
saying.
be
It's not
impossible for
out
it
of the
to have been
realm of
going
possibility.
on for 100 years, and nobody has come out and said, oh yeah, we're told that this was going to happen. It's
Oh,
wild
really?
because in the NBA, because of Tim Donaghy, and they would say things like, oh yeah, the NBA would tell us, like in the 90s, they would be like, we're gonna, like, there was this big thing, I don't know if you saw the Tim Donaghy documentary.
I have no clue who Tim Donaghy
Oh
is.
wow, he was the guy who got busted for betting on NBA games. He was an NBA ref. He was
Oh,
like,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah.
yes,
When you
yes.
when you
Yep,
know that, yeah, he got busted
yep,
for doing that. And they
yep.
did a documentary talking about all these things, and he was saying that there was one time where AI, Allen Iverson, went up and was talking shit to a ref after they called him
AI.
on something. So like all of the refs that did his next game met up and were just like, okay, because he was the first person to really do that carry-over crossover where you put your hand kind of under the ball to cross it
Yeah.
over, and they were like, we're gonna call that a carry. Like each of us is gonna call that a carry one time, so he gets a double dribble or whatever. Like he'll get 3 of them. And so they did that the next game. Tim Donaghy and the other 2 refs just called it because they were upset about what AI had done to a ref the game before. And AI went up
Ooh.
to Tim Donaghy and was just like, oh, come on, Tim, how long is this going to go? Like, after he got called on it for the 3rd time. And he was just like, and Tim Donaghy was like, you knew what you did. And he said that there was this spin move that they were trying to buckle down on David Stern, the old commissioner. And Tim Donaghy called it on Michael Jordan. And then the next day, like literally the next fucking play, the fact that the coach of the Bulls in the 90s is leaving my brain right now is absolutely wild. The fact that I
I
can't,
couldn't tell you either, man. I couldn't tell you.
if you give me
Gun
a
to
second, I'm
my head,
sure
couldn't tell
I'll
you.
fucking think of it.
You mean you'll Google it?
No, my God, what's his name? I could literally see him. He
Feel
was
like
a
you could have
hippie.
Siri'd it
I
by
saw
now.
like the whole Last Dance documentary. Whatever. I don't remember his name. I feel so disrespectful for that. He's
Nobody tell him.
one of the greatest coaches of all time, and I can't remember. It'll come back to me in like an hour, and I'll
Greatest
say
of all time.
can't
Name
remember his
escapes
name.
me.
One of the greatest coaches of all time. Completely cannot think of it right now. But he walked up to Tim Donaghy and was just like, what was that call? And he was like, David Stern wants us to crack down on that spin move. And he was just like, yeah, but they don't want it to be called on Jordan. Like, you know, you're not supposed to
Right.
call that on him. And then he got told the next day by the commissioner, David Stern, hey, don't make that call on him. Like, it's not supposed to be called on
It's
him.
not for him.
It's not for him. It's for everybody else.
Everybody else, not Jordan.
Yeah.
Not Jordan. See? I'm just saying.
Adam Silver
Do you know
is a much
his
better
name?
commissioner.
Did it
than
hit you
David
yet?
Stern was.
Did it hit you? What's his name?
No, it didn't hit me yet.
Speaking of memory loss,
Yeah.
our sponsor for episode 3 is Exotica. Exotica Dispensary.
Absolute
Route 37 Aquasasne.
great transition there.
Exotica Dispensary, Route 37, Aquasasne, New York. They have your premium flowers, your dabs, your edibles, your nano-infused technology drinks and coffees and slushies. And go see them. Make sure you tell them Ronnie Vegas sent you. I'll say it again. Tell them Ronnie Vegas sent you. Use code Vegas at checkout. And today, everybody, some of my favorite. I am smoking their Sour Diesel.
Sour Diesel. Great strain. Great strain. I didn't want to interrupt the lovely promotion for Exotica. It's Phil Jackson. One of the greatest basketball coaches of all time.
As soon as I lit it up,
One
like
of
magic.
the greatest
It's like
basketball coaches of all time.
It's like magic. I'll say it again. Sour Diesel for the win. Exotica. Route 37 Aquasasne. Thanks for coming aboard since episode 1, episode 3, and we're fucking still going strong.
We're in the
I love
book.
this shit.
We're getting it.
We're getting it. We're spaghetti in that shit.
Oh God, not
Don't
again.
talk about
Not again.
stop.
No, I'm not
Stop.
going to. I promise.
We're not a cooking show.
We're not a cooking show. I'm not going to talk about spaghetti. I apologize for wasting 5 minutes of all of the listeners' times yesterday.
I would like to
Talking about
half-ass
spaghetti.
apologize for interrupting you so much during
No,
the
you
stories
don't.
last
No,
time,
you
but I
don't.
will.
Look at the
I said
smirk on your- you
half-ass
don't care.
apologize. I will say that a lot of people said it was fucking hilarious.
It made a good TikTok. Check out the
But then
TikTok. Good little
check
plug
out the
here, right at
TikTok
the top
page.
of the screen.
But then everyone was like, when you got quiet, everyone was like, "We're really hoping he was going to finish the story that you didn't." I go, "I thought he logged off the fucking the session. I thought it was over."
I
was
did
gonna
damn
just
near
by
turn
myself.
off
I was
my
gonna go, "Well,
computer.
that's it for today."
I did almost turn off my computer. That's for David. I was close. I wasn't so unbelievably mad. I was more playing it up for the content wise, but it was
Yeah,
definitely very frustrating.
yeah, he was playing it up. So, call back to last episode. We were talking about the Boeing 747 Max
Yes.
issues and the safety concerns and everything. And since last episode, they had 90 days, correct, Mr. DeJoy?
Yes. So
They had 90 days.
picking up from
And yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, picking up from last episode, we were talking about how all of the things were going wrong at Boeing,
Please.
and then they had 90 days to come up with a plan to start fixing the safety
To
issues that were going on.
start.
And
To start.
the
fixing.
Boeing's response was very strange. They didn't really come out with a plan to handle the security options or like the safety problems. They came out with like a kind of a rewards program for their employees to reward them for for addressing the quality concerns. Like there was all of that stuff
Bonuses.
they essentially was bonuses for reporting problems, and
That was their solution.
as we showed in the last episode, the people, the employees that were working there were already scared of retaliation from their bosses of reporting these safety concerns.
Yeah,
so I
so
feel
throw
like
money in there.
throw money in there. I guess that would make them more likely to do that. But
I guess that's their thought process.
yeah, it's
But fast forward, they announced that was their idea, right? They ungrounded the Boeing planes.
yes.
Okay. Since last week, there's been two more incidents. One incident was
3.
landing.
One happened 6 hours ago.
Well, you can let me know that one. I'll go through the other two. There was a landing gear problem. On one, they had to come to an emergency kind of half-ass crash landing. No one was hurt, thankfully. And then there was a cargo bay on a pet transfer.
A pet
The cargo
transfer?
bay, the cargo bay door flew off. You know where they fly the pets?
Yeah, on the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah. It flew off the cargo bay for all
Killed
the
a
pets.
bunch of pets.
No pets were harmed. Luckily,
How? I guess they must be strapped.
They didn't get.
They
were
must be
st-
strapped
yeah.
down.
But still, can you imagine just being fucking back there like, oh my god, I'm on a plane and fucking that? What the fuck? There was probably so much cat and dog shit back
Yeah,
there. Oh
lots
my
of screaming
god.
and barking and
Oh,
yeah. And I'm sure the dogs just wanted to stick their head out of the new window.
so
Just
third incident reported 6 hours ago.
yeah, so the third incident was an American Airlines flight makes an emergency landing in LAX over over a mechanical issue. They haven't
Again.
released anything about what the mechanical issue was, but it was just
Yep.
another forced emergency landing
Probably that
by a
fucking.
Boeing
We'll put it right here
777.
again. Probably that MCAS system.
Maybe.
I'm telling you, bro.
It's really funny.
It's amazing that they ground all the planes for safety issues. You got 90 days to figure this out. They come out 3 days later and say, "Hey, we're gonna just give our workers bonuses if they turn shit in. Can we start flying again?" Yeah, sure, that's fine. Well, and then they're still having issues. That boggles my mind.
I'm reading this. It's definitely not a valid source or anything, but it is a it must be
It's the Ronnie Vegas podcast.
it
It's
must
the
be
only-
a joke
it's the
thing
only source.
because it says it was released on the 14th. It was an article literally today that's Boeing announces new safety policy. Fuck it, we ball.
Yeah, okay.
And then the article starts, well, we guess the cat's out of the bag, or as we say
I'd
around
have
these
to
parts,
say, DeJoy, I'm pretty sure that's a fake article. But
it 1000%, yeah. And the first line of the article is, well, we guess the cat's out of the bag, or as we say around these parts, the door is off the plane. We've been
See?
sending aircraft into the sky that are not skyworthy. Frankly, they're barely groundworthy. And you probably heard that that whistleblower who raised all those quality concerns has not all suspiciously been found dead of a self-inflicted wound. Naturally,
bring
people
that
have
up.
been asking for a response to these allegations that our planes aren't safe and should be grounded.
So, in other Boeing news, there was that safety whistleblower mysteriously turns up dead in the last week since our last episode. If that doesn't I mean that's just too convenient for my liking.
So March 12th, John Barrett was his name, a former Boeing employee who had reportedly raised concerns about the company's production issues, was found dead in an apparent suicide, according to authorities in South Carolina.
Suicide.
Barrett had worked at Boeing for 32 years before leaving the company in 2017, which previously reported his efforts to raise issues about the company's production issues. The 62-year-old died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The Charleston County Coroner's Office in South Carolina confirmed on Tuesday. The Charleston City Police are investigating, the coroner's office said, without giving any other details. He was in the middle of a deposition in an ongoing whistleblower retaliation case against Boeing, according to a statement from his attorney Robert Turkowitz and Brian Knowles
Turkowitz and Knowles.
Knowles for sure. He was in very good spirits.
Knowles.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm sorry.
He was in very good spirits and really looked forward to putting this phase of his life behind him and moving on. We didn't see any indication that he would take his own life. No one can believe it. He was a quality manager at Boeing. He had exposed very serious safety problems with the Boeing 787 Dreamliner and was retaliated against and subject to a hostile work environment. In a statement, Boeing said, "We're saddened by Mr. Barnett's passing, and our thoughts are with his family and friends." He had spoken to media outlets following the January 5th incident of the plane that blew out in midair. The door blew out in midair and on the Alaskan Airlines flight. They have since had to reckon with a full-blown crisis around its safety and quality standards. Its production has been curbed by U.S. regulators, leading to delivery delays across the aerospace industry.
Injury. Self-inflicted aerospace injury. Yeah, so that's pretty fucking wild, man.
Just the fact that all of this is going on right now. Like
right now.
All at once, since January 5th, that was when I first heard about it. That was with the doors flying off. And then we talk about the MCAS system. And then we talk about all these planes being grounded. And we talk about more doors flying off of these cars. We talk about retaliation for reporting safety concerns. This person either killed himself or was killed in the midst of a court case about being retaliated against from his managers and creating a hostile work environment. It's so wild that all of this goes on within a 3-month span.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's crazy to think about how deep things go and who is involved in what. I don't get it.
And
Why wouldn't you want to fix the problem? That's what I don't understand.
it's so wild because right now at this point, I don't think anybody would trust going on a Boeing flight, right?
I I
Like
wouldn't.
I wouldn't want to go on a Boeing flight.
I
And
wouldn't.
so it's really depressing that they don't seem to really care. They're not
Yeah,
putting out
at all.
Boeing isn't really putting out a lot of like apologies or like we're working on it, it's getting better. They haven't made many of those statements. Like
No.
it's just become a disaster, and I'm sure that their stock is tanking. And I can't even. I'm gonna look.
I'm sure it is. I mean, I can't imagine it would be going up with all this information coming out and all the. It boggles my mind that they just wouldn't want to fix it, especially since it's like national news now that you have
Yeah.
these safety concerns and airplane after airplane are having doors ripped off and landing gear not working and MCAS system malfunctioning. Just fix it. Just fix it. Like I don't understand. How's their stock?
Depressing.
What?
In the
Like
past 3 months since January, it has dropped 50 points.
what's the total worth right now?
Right now is 182, and in January, at the beginning of January, it was 260.
So it is tanking.
It's
then.
dropped 80 points in 3 months, less than 3 months,
Well, good.
which
then.
is a third. It's dropped a third in the last 3 months.
Just fix the problem, and like I don't understand. Just fix the problem.
Yeah.
Now you would think the CEOs and CFOs and all the stockholders would see what's going on and correlate like you said, it's been consistently at that number for how long? Over 15 months, and now your stocks are tanking. No one's going to want to fly your flights. You're losing money, hemorrhaging money left and right,
Yeah.
putting people's lives at danger in your
danger,
hands.
Yeah.
Just fix the problem, and everything would go back to normal. I don't
think
get
that
it.
they assumed that the first time the door flew off, they were like, okay, this is a one plane problem. And then the MCAS system happens, and they needed to redo all the things with all of the planes. They needed to get rid of that technology. And then the fact that doors just keep getting ripped off of planes because of improper production
Yeah,
is insane.
yeah, it's yeah.
So
Speaking of things, go ahead. So,
I just want to add one more thing on the Boeing thing, because I remember talking about in the last episode that Boeing hadn't released the video footage of the people who had worked on, because the plane in the Alaskan Airlines incident was in for repairs just a few months before, and it was specifically on that door, and that they weren't giving the footage. And the NTSB, which is the National Transportation Safety Board, says that Boeing overwrote security footage in that door incident. So they used other footage. They failed to retain security footage of work on the door plug that blew out of the 737 MAX in midair flight in January. In a letter to the committee, she said that Chair Jennifer Homendy said the agency was informed that security footage was overwritten after sending Boeing a verbal request for the footage of work being performed on the aircraft. To date, we still do not know who performed the work to open, reinstall, and close the door plug on the accident aircraft. Boeing has informed us that they were unable to find the records documenting this work.
that is wild.
Yeah.
It's absolutely wild that no one is going to jail for this.
Yeah. The
Like,
NTSB added
Make some arrests, dude.
the absence
You
of that
can't
video
just-
footage will complicate the NTSB's investigation. Agency said it is not seeking to identify the person who did the work for punitive purposes, but to learn about Boeing's quality assurance process and safety culture. So they're less concerned about the person who did the work and more concerned about the actual process itself and making it safer.
Man, it boggles my mind.
It's so
crazy.
wild because it's going to be 6 months from now. Boeing isn't going to have a problem for the past like 4 months. I'm guessing,
Mhm.
unless something awful happens and they just completely fall apart. But 6 months from now, Boeing is going to be perfectly fine. All of their planes are going to be in the air, and people are gonna talk about this like in retrospect, but it's not even gonna be at the front of people's minds.
It's not even gonna.
It's not even gonna be a news story.
Change.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and maybe that's what they're doing. They're trying to wait it out. You know what I mean? I don't know.
PR purposes, hey bro, if you just let shit simmer enough, people will move off of it. News companies will move off of it because there's so much stuff happening that you can't stay on one. You can't stay on something that's not fresh and expect people to keep listening to you talk about it. It's just not. Yeah. So eventually they're just.
So that's probably what they're waiting for. Yeah.
Just wait and see, I guess.
On that same kind of topic, the Ivy Ridge documentary. Since last episode, I have watched it.
I have not.
Okay, well, let me just run you through. I'm sure most everyone has watched it, but I feel like a lot of people only watched the first episode, maybe a little bit of the second one, because a lot of people have questions about, like, why wasn't this reported earlier and things like that. And the thing is it was. So I was under the understanding that it was a reform school for bad kids, right?
Yeah.
It's not. It's somewhere parents, it's like they had brochures of kids swimming in the St. Lawrence and going bowling and doing outdoor activities and stuff, and it looked like a fun school for kids. Like the one who made the documentary was sent there because she had a Mike's Hard Lemonade when she was 15. You know, she wasn't out of control or anything. Some of the other kids that they talked to were sent there just because they thought it was a good camp or a good program.
Yeah.
It was not cheap either. It was like $75,000 for a year or something like that.
It's like a not obviously not a reform school, but it's like a locational school. Like you live on campus. Like,
but that's what they build it as.
Yeah.
And then when the kids get there, then all this things, there's a tier system. You can't look at anybody. You can't talk to anybody. You can't look out the window. You can't, the rules, and you're going to have to watch it.
Yeah.
It's insane. I can't remember everything, and it was just like so strict. And anyway, so the reason that, you know, this is getting brought up now is because of the documentary, and around here, they already had a meeting this week at the county legislators on what they're going to start doing about this locally, because I'm only about 15 miles from Ivy Ridge.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're having congressional hearings already. People who used to work there are getting fired from their jobs. There's a lot of civil unrest up here. People are getting harassed. The cops are getting called all the time. That Phillips Diner that was in the documentary, a lot of people eat there still, you know, and it's like a hub for like harassment and stuff. People are driving out to Ivy Ridge trying to break in. The cops are there all the time. It's pretty crazy, the effect that it has. But all this, it's getting brought up to legislators and stuff again. But in the documentary, in 2008, it was actually brought to congressional hearings at the federal level. Like, not just about Ivy Ridge. This was owned by a company, and there's like hundreds of these camps just in the United States. Hundreds. And that some of them are still operating. Most of them in Utah, and but they're still operating.
Ownership?
Yeah, but there's so many different companies that I can't remember the chain. It's not like shell companies, but it's like this company is responsible for this, who's responsible for this, and you can't trace to one. You know, they named one guy in there, Narvin Litchfield. He's just totally unhinged. Just does not have a clue about anything. He's wild. If anything, you should watch the last couple minutes of episode 3 just to get a glimpse of this specimen.
I want to watch the series. I have a lot of questions about, like, was it like a top down thing where like the person who ran the entire thing at that location was like an abusive person, and so, or was it like the prison experiment where they put these people in a situation where they're like guards and they put other people in the position of prisoners, and they just have such a power trip
because
they were given that they were like given that power, and they just went on this power trip and started abusing the prisoners, even though it was an experiment and nobody was actually in jail. And those people weren't getting paid to do anything. They were just like, here, we're going to simulate this and see how you act, which is essentially how it feels like. Apparently they were comparing that to like prisons currently. Like,
Yeah, I know the one director, Amy Ritchie, was accused of sexual misconduct with a bunch of the girl students there. So that, and that's the top.
yeah,
That was from the top. And all these people, are still kind of local. Some of the people that the people who were called out on the documentary, they're still kind of around here. Um, so people have been tracking them down and stuff, and there's a big talk about the statute of limitations, but it might not apply because they were kids when it happened. I don't know, it's really weird. But to get back on what I was talking about, there were congressional hearings at the federal level about this in 2008, and about not just Ivy Ridge but a bunch of the other schools. And they had it on the documentary. They said, yes, we need to do something about this. This is awful. We need to change this. But and then it stopped.
they didn't do anything.
Nothing happened. And then in the documentary,
What year did you say it was?
in 2008, and then
There was some other shit going on in 2008, housing crisis.
Well, yeah, it's true, but nothing happened. Fast forward to now. I mean, no matter what was going on, it should have been dealt with then, because they're still open now. And then, I think it was like 2022. I think some of the survivors were out in Utah interviewing some people, and they made a call to one of these schools, and they were just making up that they had a problem child, and they said, they're probably not going to go willingly. And this company was like, oh, that's okay, we'll come get them. We can come get them. You don't have to be there, whatever.
We'll
and
kidnap
they were
them.
like, well, how much is it going to cost? The person literally says, in the state of California, there are federal grants that help you pay for this. Your out-of-pocket's $200.
$200.
Federal money to help you pay for the kidnapping of your kid.
That's crazy.
For 12 years after the original congressional hearings. Did the government hear this and just say, we should get in on this? You know what I mean? It's crazy. It went so deep. And I'm glad, like you said, with Boeing trying to outweight, just let it simmer for a while. I'm in a few of the Facebook groups with the survivors, and a lot, thousands other people are too. And they're not staying quiet. They're really hammering it. And the locals in this area are hammering it. Like I said, there was a meeting with the county legislators just a few days ago. So people aren't letting it go. And hopefully will stay on it, so they don't just try to sweep it under the carpet and hope it goes quiet, because they shouldn't stay quiet about it.
No. I mean, it's good that the people that were being abused are taking the media that they have and the platform that they have and bringing some light to it. And it's good on Netflix for making that documentary and spreading their voices wider.
It took that survivor, I can't remember her name right now, but the director, she did a great job. It took her 10 years to make this.
Yeah.
So, but it was a great.
How long has Ivy Ridge been closed?
Since they closed in 2008 or 9 as Ivy Ridge.
Okay, and then they opened up as something else?
No, they are still closed. I was wrong about that. That was like a rumor in the area that somebody bought that up, and it is for sale right now though. $750,000, you can have it.
Demo it at this point.
I mean, really, someone should start a GoFundMe for the survivors and fucking pay for it.
Demo it. Yeah.
Buy it so they can demo it.
Yeah.
Buy it so they can go in there and get the rest of the evidence and everything too. It's wild that they left everything like right there. Like, they closed so quick. When they did close, they just shut down, and they left all the files there. All the files, all the DVDs, the security cameras. So there is like hard evidence.
Just sitting in there.
And they walked in there, like in the documentary, he's like, look what I found. There's hundreds of security DVDs. Hundreds. And they've just been going through them. It's wild that they left it all behind, but I guess they just assumed closing, they should have sent a company in to kind of empty the building, whatever. Yeah, but I mean, literally, it's all just there. It was all just laying around. If you knew that they actually found their files. They found in the documentary. They were like going through and they found their journal entries and their letters to home and every time they got in trouble and marks. Looked at a boy, lost 25 points for the day or whatever.
Looked at a boy.
Yeah, their eyes wandered. And the thing, you can't look out a window. They'd put the old Apple computers right in front of a window. So they'd have to sit like this, and if they saw him, look up at all, demerit 50 points. It was like the way
point
they described
system?
it. There was a point system and a level system, but it was almost impossible to get to a higher level. And once you got to a higher level, you did get to talk. You got to look out the window,
Oh, wow.
but they encouraged those higher level kids to help discipline the other kids. So they were kind of turning them against themselves.
Wow.
You want to get out of this program. That was the big quote in the whole documentary was work the program. Work the program. That's the only way you can get out. Work
Is
the
to
program.
score enough points, basically, and
Score enough
in
points,
their
and then
weird,
they'll
fucked
send
up
you
game.
home. Yeah.
That's so wild. I
Parents
guess
can come send you out, but it's like there was a book on how to talk to parents before you talk to their kid, and like you tell them,
just
now
brainwashing.
listen, when you talk to them, they're gonna say it's awful here and that we abuse them. We don't. They just really want to go home. They're gonna try to work you over. Like it was all spelled out how to talk to the parents and everything.
Yeah.
Just to get them so when
Just
they finally did.
brainwashing. It's just
and,
brainwashing.
and parents would send emails saying, I haven't talked to my kid in a while, and they would email saying, well, there's a point system. We can't allow them if no means no. They got to earn the points to call you. It's wild.
That's
Wild.
crazy. And I guess it also is
What's wild to me is that they're still operating hundreds of these places. Most of them in Utah. There's like one or two in Mexico, but they're still going on.
and the thing
Still.
is I'm sure that more of them are good than are bad of those type of schools. Regardless if it was the owners might not have known what's going on in that one far obscure place, and there are obviously other places where where other survivors are talking about it.
Yeah, oh, they went. They called
Yeah.
other schools. They've talked to other survivors of these schools that were owned by this specific company, I think is like I know what you mean. There are retreats for kids and things
Yeah.
that probably are good programs, but these ones were not.
Yeah.
These were hell for kids. These were robbers of childhood.
Yeah.
That's all to make money, and it's kind of like a cult for parents too. It's weird.
That's what I was gonna
But
say.
I know what you're saying about like the boarding schools and stuff like overseas in the UK, and I know there's probably some in the United States that are good for kids. They are good, but these ones were not.
Yeah, no,
Without
absolutely.
question. I mean, and it spans more than Ivy Ridge. There are survivors from all different schools in the Ivy Ridge group. And there's other groups about other schools and things. And it goes into detail. I suggest anybody who hasn't watched it, watch it and just be aware that these things are going on. And it's nutty, man. It threw us for a loop, especially seeing pictures of Ogdensburg because we've been to Ogdensburg quite a lot. We grew up around here, and just seeing like the pictures of Ogdensburg and knowing that was happening right there.
Right there, yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. One more news story we can bring up, and then we'll get on to some fun stuff. I'd like to talk about it. I know you're not a WWE fan. No.
Yeah, I will.
But
no idea what you're talking about.
It's not WWE.
Oh, okay.
It is the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson boxing match coming out July 20th. Thoughts?
So obviously it's for money, and
of course,
it's an exhibition boxing match between.
Now, let me interrupt. They are pushing it to be an actual sanctioned fight, so it will count on their permanent record. They are pushing for it to be a sanctioned fight.
No shot you can sanction a fight between a 62-year-old.
They are pushing for it because both of them agree to it. Is from what I've been reading is that Tyson and Jake Paul agree that they would take a loss on their record.
Either way, I
no, keep going. Your thoughts?
I think it's way too fabricated to be a legitimate fight. I don't think that either of them are going to try very hard, because if the thing is that I know when it comes to monetary wise, it's a win-win for everybody involved. It's a win-win for Netflix. It's a win-win for Jake Paul. It's a win-win for Tyson. But like, it's a lose-lose for both of them when it comes to fighting. So if I guess it's not a lose-lose for Mike Tyson. It's a lose-lose for Jake Paul, which I feel like was definitely the person that was like going into this and probably talking the most shit because he's like that or whatever. And
Right.
if you go in and you knock out 6-year-old Mike Tyson, congratulations, you knocked out a senior citizen. And if you get knocked out by 60-year-old Mike Tyson, dude, you just got fucking knocked out by a senior citizen. Like what is there to gain from this in your professional boxing career other than bread? Other than bread. There is bread. I get it. Mike Tyson is Mike Tyson, but he is still a 60-year-old man.
He's 57. First of all,
I'm sorry for rounding up.
Mike, I'm sticking up for you, Mike. If I ever meet you in real person, I'm sticking up for you.
In real person?
He's in real life. Fuck you. Sour diesel, baby. Sour diesel. Yeah, 57. Have you seen this motherfucker work the bags? Have you seen him now?
Yes, I've also
seen... It is Mike Tyson.
I've also seen him do cocaine for 20 years.
He's in great shape, dude. He's in great shape. He's in great shape. If you beat him, yes, you beat an old man, but you still beat Mike Tyson.
It's not like he's fucking Iron Mike Tyson.
He's still Would you... Let me put this out for any of the listeners out there, and if you say anything other than no, you're a liar. Let me just get that out of the way. Would you get in the ring for 12 rounds with Mike fucking Tyson?
How much am I getting paid?
Nothing.
For free? Nobody would.
Yes. That's my point.
If I was getting paid as much as Jake Paul was, I would.
But you say that because everyone has their price to take an ass whipping. You don't want to fight him for free because you know you can't fucking beat him. Because regardless of his age...
There is a massive difference.
No.
Ronnie.
Regardless of his... No.
Ronnie.
Let me finish. Stop Calloway. Regardless of age, nobody would fight Mike Tyson for free.
I'm not even talking about age.
But you wouldn't fight him for free.
Ronnie, what I'm saying right now is any professional or amateur boxer or MMA fighter, if they were offered a fight with Mike Tyson at 57 years old, they would accept it. Nobody is going to fight for free. Nobody. So just get that out of your brain. Mike Tyson wouldn't fight if it was for free. So there's no way that anyone would fight him for free. No. Any amateur or professional boxer would take a fight against 57-year-old Mike Tyson because it is not 25-year-old Mike Tyson, fresh out of prison with a six-pack, 220 pounds of fucking lean muscle, beating the shit out of people, 20-inch fucking neck. He is not that guy anymore. He is the same age as my dad.
I'm just stating.
Yeah.
Take money out of the equation. Most people would not fight Mike Tyson because they know they'd get their ass beat.
Because nobody would take an ass. I wouldn't fight you for free because there's no point. The thing is,
what do you mean? I'm saying,
Ronnie, listen, what I'm telling you right now is I would rather fight Mike Tyson for free than fight you for free because at least I get to meet Mike Tyson.
True.
Like, that is what I like. It's not the craziest thing in the world to accept a fight from a 57-year-old man. It is a crazy thing to continually...
When he's done with you, you won't remember me.
Continually challenging a 57-year-old man to a fight at 20-something years old when you say you want to be taken seriously as a boxer, but you fought no real competition, and now you're going up against...
Fury. Yeah, he did, and it went to decision, and he lost.
He lost against fucking Tommy Fury? He lost against fucking he lost against the good Fury's little brother? Are you shitting me? Come on, dude.
No. Yeah, but what I'm saying is he still went 12 rounds with Tommy Fury. He's got a little bit of talent to go 12 rounds.
How good is Tommy Fury?
He's good. He's a good boxer.
He went fucking 12 rounds with KSI, didn't he?
Yeah, but they're friends.
How are they friends?
Wait, Jake Paul and KSI?
No, Logan Paul and KSI are friends. Jake Paul hates KSI.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway,
That's why Jake Paul fought Tommy Fury.
We got your thoughts. Oh, he wins. He beat an old man. He gets knocked out. He got knocked out by an old man. He goes 12 rounds. He went 12 rounds with an old man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, and he got a bag for it.
Here's my thought. anything short of Tyson knocking him out, probably rigged. That's all
I
I'm
mean,
gonna say.
Jake is
If
a good
Jake
enough
Paul
boxer
wins,
to avoid fucking. He's taller. He's got a longer reach. He can stay out of his range. It's not like Mike Tyson has the speed or the stamina to fight as he used to for 12 rounds. He might have the power still, and I'm sure that he can knock people out. I'm sure he's still got the punching power. You don't lose that. But what I'm saying is that he doesn't have the stamina to go for 12 fights with somebody who has been training boxing for 8 years straight and is young. Like, he just doesn't have the legs for it at this point in his life. You physically cannot. Your body doesn't work like that.
it might not be a 12-round fight. Don't quote me on that. It might not be.
If they're going to
because I
make
know
it
there
official
are
for the
certain-
record, it's going to be a 12-round
Well,
fight.
then there you go.
It's got to
Yeah.
be.
If it's an exhibition, I don't think Tyson
Probably
fought
8
Roy
if it's an
Jones.
exhibition.
Tyson fought Roy Jones Jr. just what was it last year? The
Yeah, it
year
was
before?
2 years ago. It was a 6-round fight.
Yeah. Okay. So 6-round fight.
And he was
Uh,
fucking gassed after it.
So I will say, Tyson beforehand, everyone was showing his bag work and his training and everything, and they're like, "Oh, he's gonna annihilate fucking Roy." And then they got in the ring, and that's what you got.
And
Tyson
it was
just
2
kinda-
senior citizens swinging at each other. Because
That
neither
could
of them
still be interesting.
neither of them wanted to hurt one another. I hope Tyson goes
I will
harder
state-
and wants to hurt Jake Paul.
I
'Cause
will state again that I've been to a lot of bars in my history of being in tirade, and senior citizen fights are pretty fucking good.
I didn't
I'll
watch
tell
the
you right
Tyson Roy
now.
Jones fight because I don't watch old people fighting over sandwiches. So like I sorry, you're right. It was
Sandwiches?
you're right. It was probably clam chowder. My bad.
They were fighting over clam chowder.
They were fighting over the best room in their retirement home, whatever the fuck they were doing. Like it,
Okay, now you're just getting nasty. I know I made you mad last time. Now you're just
I shouldn't
being,
say that because I
now
literally
you're
just
being
said
bitter.
I literally just said he's my dad's age, and my dad is not ready to be in a retirement home.
Oh man, your dad's gonna hear this and he's gonna go, "Get out,
Get out of my
Dad,
house.
Dad, we're going 60 miles an hour. Don't give a fuck."
Get out of the car. It was gonna kick me out of the car. He's gonna kill
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. In my,
thought you were
in,
gonna
my,
s-
in my old brain, fuck you.
Oh man. I mean, I live in a house he owns. I thought you were saying get out of the house. Like he was gonna kick me out of the house. I'm
Yeah,
renting.
but like a house he owns though, like it's
Yeah.
it's rent properties. It's not the same thing.
He's my landlord. He can kick me out.
He'd have to evict you. He couldn't just say get out because you called him
He
old.
would
I don't
have
think
to
that's
give
how
me
it
he would have
works.
to give me an eviction notice. Yeah. I got a lease, so
Good luck going to a judge for that. Why you evicted him?
he called me
But-
old.
Yep.
Which I'll call him old to his face.
Wow, dude.
What do you mean? He's a...
All right. Let's do something fun.
Okay.
You're starting to piss me off with the age shit.
Okay, you're right.
All right. So, man, we've been doing this for a little bit. So we're going to skip the question portion. We're going to go straight to top 10 movies.
Yeah, I was a little curious about Ronnie's movies. Obviously, even though we just got off of the age thing, we grew up in different times, so I think we probably have different movies.
You
Even
just
though-
don't got to talk shit about me
even
being
though
old.
I
That's
have-
all I'm saying.
I have
Just
a
don't talk
couple.
shit.
I have a couple older movies on my thing. Actually, a lot of my
We'll
movies
see.
are older movies.
We'll see how old they are.
So, do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go? Do you want to go 10-1? We go back and forth.
Well, I don't have mine in order because I couldn't do that.
Okay.
It was hard enough for me to narrow down the top 10 I'd like to mention because I watch a lot of movies. But these are the movies I probably watched 50 times or more.
Okay. I've got mine
So.
in the order that I would probably.
50. 50
Yeah, I know.
times.
I
Okay.
have these in like the order, and a couple of them are interchangeable. Like a lot of them are, and I have a couple honorable mentions that could very easily slide in and out of that 10 spot, just
All right.
depending on the vibe. Because a lot,
So-
I tried to pick some different genres of movies, and not just like the big blockbusters that I like. Or
We
whatever.
will clarify again for the listeners who are listening. They might not know because we are growing a listener base. Thank you for tuning in, by the way.
Absolutely.
I was born in 1982. Alex?
I was born in 1999.
Okay. So
Nice little 17-year difference.
we're gonna because we got the next section after this movies and we're gonna do top shows also. So you'll see when we get to the next section exactly how big this age gap is going to be, and it's going to be a little bit of fun. So I will just list my top 10 movies, and then you list yours. If you
Okay.
have them in order, cool. Mine are in no particular order.
All good.
And I tried to not only just pick a certain genre, I tried to pick different
Yeah, me
movies from
too.
different genres.
Me
Okay,
too.
good. So my top 10 movies are Tommy Boy,
Is number one or no particular order?
no particular
Okay.
order. Tommy Boy with Chris Farley.
Yeah.
Insidious, the first one.
Oh, that's a good movie.
The Conjuring, the
Hmm.
first one.
A couple of horror movies in there.
Ready Player One.
Never seen that.
Oh,
I've
my
heard really good things.
God,
I think my brother really likes that movie.
so good.
Yeah.
Excellent movie. Fight Club
Okay, yeah.
With
good movie.
Brad
Brad
Pitt
Pitt,
and Edward Norton. Oh, so you have seen it?
No.
Okay.
I know it's a good movie though.
All right, so we got Tommy Boy, Insidious, The Conjuring, Ready Player One, Fight Club. Then next Friday.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Not Friday.
Not Friday. Next Friday. Next Friday is
Day
good.
Day.
I think Friday is better, but
No, next Day Day, dude. Why jumped you down with the fat bitch jumped out me? Oh my God. Day Day is the funniest part of that whole movie. It's great. Forrest Gump.
Great movie.
Great movie. I love how they go through the different decades.
Tom
I love
Hanks
the
killed it.
soundtrack.
Great.
I love the soundtrack. I hate Jenny. Don't care if you're supposed to like her. Hate her.
I don't
whore.
think you're supposed to.
Okay, good. Rambo, First Blood.
Never seen a Rambo movie.
Oh my God. Rambo, every time that movie starts and the guitar starts picking and then that horn for the Rambo theme. Woo! Goosebumps every time.
I'll play it there as he's describing it.
Good.
But I don't know what he's
my
talking about.
God. Oh, it's cold chills. It just makes you want to
Cold chills.
fucking. And that song is played different throughout the whole movie. It's still the same chords, but like when it gets intense, it's
different
like the same
inflections,
chords.
yeah.
Yeah, and there's like like
That's
I don't
cool.
know. It's pretty cool. Also Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
Rocky 3
The third one.
with Mr. T.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've seen the first Rocky.
And
I'm not grew up, but I live near Philadelphia. I've ran up the Rocky steps.
okay,
I've
cool.
done that. So
Did you do this?
no, of course
When
not.
you were done? No. What are you doing?
I think my
If
dad
I
did.
could make it, if my knees could make it up those stairs, I'd stand right next to Sylvester Stallone and fucking do the fucking.
That was like it was when
yeah.
it was before I actually moved down here. I was visiting because my mom had moved down here. She worked at the college a year before we had moved down here, so we lived separately for a year. And so we came to visit her every once in a while. And because it was like my first time in the area and like my family, other than my mom's first time really in the area, we went and did all of like the Philadelphia touristy things like Ben Franklin Institute, Liberty Bell, all that shit. And then we go and see the Rocky Steps, and it was really cool. It was really cool because I was 13 or whatever. So
I
thought
would
it was
still
really,
like to do it.
Yeah.
I would still think that was awesome. That would be.
It's
that
just
would be.
I had never.
That would be pretty awesome.
I had only seen the first Rocky. I don't even think I had seen the first Rocky movie at the time when I
Oh,
watched.
that's
when
why
I
you
had done
didn't
that.
think it was cool.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, but it is
Yeah.
cool. Like being that close to historical stuff is really cool. But yeah, go ahead. Rocky 3.
So, just to run through again.
Yeah.
Tommy Boy, Insidious, The Conjuring, Ready Player One, Fight Club, Next Friday, Forrest Gump, Rambo, Rocky 3, and
Yeah.
10 Things I Hate About You.
What is that movie? Sounds like sounds like a rom-com. It sounds like a romantic comedy.
It is.
Did your wife show you it?
It's with Julia Stiles. No, I watched this when I was a teenager. This came
Okay.
out in the 90s. I watched this on my own. This is a good movie. It's got
Not a rom-com person.
Julia Stiles in it.
Who's that?
Okay. It's got Heath Ledger when he was
Love
young.
I've seen
Young.
clips from that movie
Yes.
because I love Heath Ledger.
And they got the
Yeah.
kid from Third Rock from the Sun, whose name escapes me right now. It's like Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love Joseph
Yeah.
Gordon-Levitt. It's so
When he's young, he's like maybe 16 in that movie.
that's really funny.
And
I'll tie
so
that
anyway,
in. I'll tie that in with
the
one of my movies.
movie is loosely based on the Shakespearean play
Hamlet.
The Taming of the
Oh.
Shrew.
Taming of the Shrew. I don't think I read that
Yes,
one.
sir. They actually quote Shakespeare in that movie quite a few times.
Cool.
Yeah, and they like do it like funny. The kids are in line for lunch. Heath Ledger's there, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and the guy who plays he's in so many movies. He plays the lead elf in the Santa Claus. Damn. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But they're all in line for lunch, and he goes, "Sweet love, renew thy force." And Heath Ledger goes, "Hey, don't say shit like that to me. People can hear you." And then Joseph Gordon-Levitt goes, "You've embarrassed the girl. Sacrifice yourself on the altar of dignity, and even the score." And he just looks at him and walks away. And then they get together, because Heath walked away.
Yeah.
They get together. The other kid goes, "Hey, don't say shit like that to him. People can hear you."
That's good. That is good.
But they do a lot of the whole premise of it is, the guy wants to date the pretty girl, but the shrew is in the way.
Yeah.
So this is a new take on it, kind of like when Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes.
Yeah.
Did you watch that one?
Yeah.
Where they had like guns instead of whatever they made it? They still kept the
Weird.
dialogue the same, but this is just a new take on it.
Yeah,
but
I get it. I got you.
Yeah.
That's
it's
cool.
pretty
That's
good.
that's an interesting
So
premise.
those are my top 10. Now your boy DeJoy, top 10 movies, go.
It's so funny because none of your movies make my list whatsoever.
That's great.
Yeah.
Why would we
a lot
want
of
repeats?
different, a
This
lot
is
of
awesome.
different
I'm
variety.
excited. I'm excited.
So I'm just gonna run through my honorable mentions first, and then I'll run 10 through 1 for you. So my honorable mentions is Harry Potter: Goblet of Fire. That's an honorable mention because it's really close with a couple other Harry Potters, and it's a great movie.
I've only seen the first Harry Potter.
I mean, the later ones are the better ones. Like 4, 5, 6, and 7, part 1 and 2 are unbelievable.
Well, if they would have done better on the first one, I would have watched the other one.
The first one was meant for kids. The first 2 were basically meant for kids, and then
there's some fine print for you.
It was good for me because I kind of grew up with the characters a little bit. Not fully because they were older than me a little bit, but like when I was younger, I like read the books, and so I've got a lot of personal connection to it because I watched the movies when I was younger. And then we've got Nightmare Before Christmas. I've got this because I wanted to throw some kind of a curveball in there, but I couldn't put it at top 10 above any other.
We watch that a couple times a year.
It's a great movie. It's just a really solid movie. I love. Oh my god, I'm too high. The name of the director. I am gonna hate myself.
Nobody tell him.
I am
put it right here.
Going to hate myself.
Put it right here.
You know who it is too, and I know who it is. Oh my god, I'm gonna think of it. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Hang on a second.
Should have been watching my screens. Told you who it was.
It's Tim something.
I'll tell the people at home. Don't.
Tim something. Tim Burton. Tim Burton. Tim Burton. Love Tim Burton movies. I love I love Coraline and those type of. I love Tim Burton movies.
Very much so. Tim Burton's a genius.
Yeah, fantastic. Anyways, moving off of Nightmare Before Christmas. This one's just in there just for pure nostalgic value.
Are we still in fucking honorable
I got
mentions?
3 honorable mentions. Give me 1 second. You keep interrupting me in the middle of my shit.
I didn't get a fucking. I got no honorable mentions.
Yeah, and then I got
mentions for me.
You know, it would be over right now if you shut the fuck up. You know that, right? You're aware that it would have already been over. We could have already moved past it. Yeah, I get it. Okay, right, Scooby-Doo Cyber Chase. Just one of my favorite Scooby-Doo movies. Excellent movie.
What the?
I couldn't pick. Like,
you got so heated just so you could say.
I got so heated because you wouldn't let me say it. It doesn't matter what I said.
Of course I'm gonna let you.
You just wouldn't let me say it.
The podcast, we'll get there sooner.
I love the Scooby-Doo movies, the old Scooby-Doo movies, Cyber Chase, Loch Ness Monster, that type of shit. I love those movies, so I got that.
All right.
Number 10.
So real quick again, your honorable mentions.
Goblet of Fire, Nightmare Before Christmas, Scooby-Doo Cyber Chase.
Okay, very good.
Number 10.
He actually has them in order.
I've got them in order. A couple of them are interchangeable. Honestly, considering 10 as a tie, it's Empire Strikes Back and Revenge of the Sith. It's a tie between those two. Those are my 2 favorite Star Wars movies. Had to throw them both in there, right at 10.
Okay.
Number 9, Back to the Future. Marty McFly, Doc Brown. Love those. I love the entire trilogy.
Definitely.
Love the entire trilogy, but the first movie in itself is one of my favorite movies of all time.
I'm regretting
the
now.
Nike Air Mags, that's just so sick, right? The DeLorean, right? And then
I think I like 2 the best.
2 is really good. 2 is
Yeah.
so good as well.
Yeah, the Western one though is
It's still
they're all,
good.
they're all good.
It's still
They're
good.
coming out with a 4th one.
I know. I'm fucking hyped, dude.
Tom Holland is fucking Marty Jr.
That's gonna throw me off a little bit, but whatever. We move off of that and we move into some movies that I have more nostalgia about when I was a kid. The Sandlot baseball movie, fantastic movie. I just liked it a bunch when I was a kid. I watched it a bunch when I was a kid. Just got some nostalgic value to it. Number
I
7.
watched it 3 times, hated it every
Number
time.
7, my favorite kids movie of all time, Surf's Up. I mean,
Number 7.
Number 7, yeah. It's wild that it's there, but it is my favorite movie to like watch on a nostalgia basis because I watched it probably 150 times as a kid. It's definitely the movie I've seen the most, but it's not my favorite movie that I've ever seen.
So Drew is about your age. He was born in 2002. So we watched that movie a lot.
Yeah.
Also,
Fantastic movie.
He really liked
Great
that movie.
joke.
And
Shia
I like that
LaBeouf.
movie. Oh,
Shia
great
LaBeouf
jokes,
was
great
so
cast,
good.
great like,
soundtrack.
animation.
The soundtrack.
Oh, so good.
Oh my
Incubus
god, the
and
Green Day, the fucking
311.
oh my god, so good,
Oh,
so good.
Just it's a good movie.
Like
it's a good movie.
when I tell you that in my Spotify playlist, I have the entire Surf's Up soundtrack in there because it is just all bangers, certified
So
bangers.
good.
It's so good. Moving off of Surf's Up, this is the newest movie on my list here. Came out last year in 2023. Oppenheimer. Absolutely love that movie.
Really?
I saw it last year. I've watched it 3 times since then. Check it out on Peacock if you haven't seen it. Don't know why I'm giving them a free shout out there, but absolutely check out that movie if you haven't seen it. Really, really deep, like emotional, thought-provoking type of thing that you really like. It's a lot of talking, a lot of dialogue, and you have to really tune in for 3 hours because it's a long movie. But if you really sit there and watch the whole thing and digest it, it's such a fantastic movie. And
I feel it's a lot easier now for longer movies because people binge watch.
yeah,
episodes, you know
a
what I mean?
lot of longer movie and longer form content is really, really big right now. And
And
Christopher Nolan.
I want to jump in. I want to say that all my top 10 movies I watched 50 times or better.
Yeah,
Like Tommy Boy, I've probably seen 100 times.
Oppenheimer is probably the only movie that I haven't watched at least 25 times, and that's simply because it came out 6 months ago.
But you like it that much?
I
huh?
love
You
it.
Threw it in your.
Absolutely love it. I didn't even
I'm
just
gonna
throw
have
it
to
at
watch
the
it.
bottom.
I like Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy is fantastic. Not even just that, but Matt Damon in that movie. Not Matt Damon. Yeah, Matt Damon in the movie is absolutely fantastic. Robert Downey Jr. was absolutely fucking fantastic. I think Robert Downey Jr.
He's
won.
fucking Matt Damon.
Robert Downey Jr. won Best Supporting Actor. Cillian Murphy won Best Actor.
I saw
Oppenheimer won Best Movie, and Christopher Nolan won Best Director. Oppenheimer just fucking cleaned up. So it is
Cleaned house.
unbelievably real. It is such a good movie. Number 5 is a really old movie, but I love it so much. It's just a great watch when you have an hour because it's a shorter movie. Is 12 Angry Men. Have you ever heard of that? It's a movie about
No.
If you've ever seen Family Guy, there's a specific episode of Family Guy where they spoof it, where it's 12. It's a jury that's in the jury deliberation room deciding if a man killed his father, and they're doing this whole thing of going through the whole case and breaking it down. And at the beginning, 11 out of
Don't give spoilers away.
it's not at the beginning. The movie is 70 years old. It's black
Doesn't
and
matter.
white. It's
Doesn't
literally
matter.
black and white.
I haven't seen it.
That's so crazy. I mean, it's an old movie. It was like I watched it when I really wanted to be a lawyer when I was in school. So like I really it like resonated a lot with me. It was such a good movie, well directed, well shot. It's like almost all one frame. It is almost all solo shot. It's like there are like 3 cuts in the entire movie because it's just them in one room deliberating over this court case. And it's about this guy who murdered his dad. And at the beginning, 11 out of the 12 jurors like believe that he's guilty, and one guy is like on the fence about it. Like it's basically about to be a guilty verdict right out of the books. Like guys are walking in there, they're like smoking cigarettes indoors because it's like New York City in like the 50s or the 60s maybe or something. And they're talking about like, oh, let's get out of here quick. Like it's obviously he did it. Like I want to go catch the Yankees game or something like things like that. They're trying to get out of there really quickly. And this one person just like, if we're gonna send a man like to prison for the rest of his life, we should at least sit here and deliberate and really run through all the evidence to make sure. And then by the end of it, they end up flipping the decision to not guilty, and everyone in the court case was stunned and whatever. It's a fantastic movie, really well shot, really well, great actors and whatever.
Sounds like Jury Duty with Pauly Shore.
it's a little bit boring if you don't like the whole like law proceeding aspect of things, but I really do. And then number 4, we got another Christopher Nolan movie. Love him. We got Interstellar. Fantastic.
Never seen that either.
Oh my god, so good. Matthew McConaughey. Ridiculous.
All right.
Such
I've
a
seen
good
the memes. I've seen the memes from that.
of
Doesn't
him
he, like,
crying.
cry?
Yeah, you would love it because
Yeah.
it's about space travel. You would absolutely love it.
Oh, I thought you meant because Matthew McConaughey fucking has a breakdown. I was
No,
like,
no.
I have no ill will against him.
Have you seen Dallas Buyers Club where he has that breakdown? Because he has
No.
AIDS. Oh, that's a great movie too. Not in my top 10 though, but great movie. He got an Oscar for that.
I just saw True Detective with him in it.
Yeah.
He's in season 1 with fucking Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson, yeah. Number 3, got Pulp Fiction.
Ooh, nice.
Hilarious movie. John
Let me say,
Travolta, Sam Jackson.
I think I've seen the whole movie in pieces, but I've never actually sat down and watched it.
Oh, so good.
But
Gotta
I've
watch
seen
it.
I've seen it on TV so many different times that I'm pretty sure I've seen the movie. I don't think I've missed anything, but I don't know if in my brain if it's in the right chronological order.
I was very boring, a lot of this list would be Quentin Tarantino, because I love Quentin Tarantino a lot.
He's
I
got
love,
a lot of good movies.
He's got so many good movies. Pulp Fiction is obviously one of them. Inglourious Bastards is ridiculously good. Django
haven't
Unchained
seen that either.
is crazy.
Haven't seen that either.
Reservoir Dogs, Kill
Saw that.
Bill. Oh, Jesus, I can't.
Oh
speak.
yes,
Kill Bill, Volume 1 and Volume 2.
Excellent.
Unbelievable movies.
Woo.
He's ridiculous. Then number 2, which is funny that you said Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Heath Ledger, because number 2 for me is The Dark Knight, the second Batman movie with Christian Bale, and because in that, technically Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in the third Batman movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's in the one
movie.
with Bane.
Yeah, he's in the one with Bane. But second Batman movie, Dark Knight, Heath Ledger did an amazing. I remember watching the fact that the only reason why I knew he had done a romantic comedy was because I watched a behind the scenes thing about the Dark Knight, and they were talking about how when Christopher Nolan film, absolutely love Chris Nolan, but when they were talking to Heath Ledger about doing the part and like announcing that he was going to do the part, everyone was very surprised that this like romantic comedy, like attractive leading man type thing was going to play the Joker. And then he
was in A Knight's Tale and he was in 10 Things I Hate
Yeah.
About You. And he did Brokeback Mountain too, I think, before
Yes,
this.
yeah, he did.
So I mean it's like,
And then he goes
and then
out,
everybody dude,
delivers the best Joker in the history. Joaquin Phoenix's Joker is very good. The newer Joker movie.
it's a different
It's a different thing.
It's like the comic book.
Yeah, it is much more
You know?
comic book, and I'm like it's much more comic book and video game Joker-esque thing, and I like that because I like the Batman video games or whatever. But yeah,
But Heath Ledger though.
Heath Ledger absolutely killed it. That movie is 2.5 hours of just stunning visual masterpiece and thought-provoking drama and fight scenes, and it's Batman and I'm Batman, like that type of shit. It's fucking lit.
I thought my jokes were bad.
Yeah. So many good quotable lines, so many things that Heath Ledger like improvised, like clapping when Gordon got promoted to commissioner, and like when he was blowing up the hospital, they had one shot to get the hospital blow up scene correct.
It's actually like it was like ad-lib.
Yeah, he like tapped it once and the thing started going off, and then he was told that there was going to be a delay between the first couple explosions and the big one that blew up the whole thing. So when that delay happened, he turned around and like put his hands up pretending like shit didn't go off, and then he kept hitting the button, which wasn't connected to anything. He just kept hitting the button, and then he like pretended to be scared when the thing blew up, and then he hops in the bus and goes. Like so many good scenes like that. He delivered such a good job. It was.
I'm like a dog chasing a car. I wouldn't know what to do with a car.
Yeah, it's so many good lines.
I just do.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Rest in peace, Heath Ledger.
You want to know how many of them were cowards?
Very good. Very good choice.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Number 1, I feel like you knew this.
Run through.
Okay, right.
Bring us up.
Yeah.
Ken.
Honorable mentions: Harry Potter, Goblet of Fire, Night Before Christmas, Scooby-Doo Cyber Chase. Number 10, tie between Empire Strikes Back, Revenge of the Sith, for Star Wars. Number 9, we got Back to the Future. Number 8, we got Sandlot. Number 7, we got Surf's Up. Number 6, we got Oppenheimer. Number 5 is 12 Angry Men. Number 4 is Interstellar. Number 3 is Pulp Fiction. Number 2 is Dark Knight. And your boy DeJoy's number 1 movie of all time, Shawshank Redemption.
Ooh.
Tim Robbins, Morgan Freeman, Prison Escape. Amazing movie. Beautifully shot. It's just amazing
Good movie. Good movie.
Stellar movie. One of IMDb's top-rated movies of all time, and Rotten Tomatoes. It is an unbelievably good, well-shot movie. It is shot by the same... It's the director that did Walking Dead and a couple other films.
Is that so?
Yeah. I forget his name. Of course, I'm not great with names today, apparently. Frank Darabont. I remembered that way fast. How the hell did I remember Frank Darabont way before I remembered Phil Jackson? How did I remember Frank Darabont before Phil Jackson? But Frank Darabont, because Shawshank Redemption is a...
before Tim Burton, it took
before Tim Burton, I know.
Yeah, come on, bro.
But Shawshank Redemption was a Stephen King short story adaptation, and Frank Darabont, who also did Walking Dead, did a couple other Stephen King adaptations like Green Mile and things like that. So he's one of my favorite directors as well.
Sweet. All right, so we're gonna move on to the next section. That was good. You can kind of see. It's weird that you like older movies than I do.
A couple of them, yeah.
That's weird. But I think I saw about half of your movies that you mentioned. I think more than half, a little more than half. And I think you
saw Forrest Gump. Never seen Tommy Boy. Never seen
Next Friday. You've seen Next Friday. Fight Club.
I haven't seen Fight Club all the way through.
Oh, yes. You only saw about 2 of mine.
Yeah, literally 2 of them. Yeah. I don't know. I think you've seen 1 of my shows. I have 6.
Yeah, so let's go. Let's go to that.
You go first, since I just
5,
spent
bro.
20 minutes talking.
What is that?
I couldn't leave number 6 off, and you'll know why.
All right. Okay, so my top 5 TV shows are as follows. No particular order. The Office, Arrested Development, The Haunting of Bly Mansion.
I don't even know what that is.
I really like that. That was good. Parks and Rec.
Got a lot of sitcoms.
And right now, I just started watching it, but I gotta say it's my favorite. Love on the Spectrum.
I've seen some of that show.
It's an amazing show, dude.
It's a good show.
It's an amazing show.
I thought you were gonna say Invincible, because you've been watching that recently.
Yeah.
I don't think
that's good though.
I don't think you like it enough to put in your top 5. I just thought you were gonna go like that's. I was gonna be surprised that you were gonna put that in your top 5, because I thought that's what you were gonna say. I didn't know.
Invincible.
I didn't know that you've been watching Love on the Spectrum.
Yeah,
which is it's a good show. I've seen the show. It's a good show.
I can't wait to watch the Australian one. I have a feeling that's going to be much better.
Jesus.
But yeah, so those are my top 5. Hit me with it.
Here's my top 6 because I'm a bitch. Number 6, I have The Office. It's my 6th favorite show of all time.
Yes, sir.
Number 5, not just because the new Netflix show came out, but because I have a lot of nostalgia with it. I watched a bunch. Avatar: The Last Airbender. One of my favorite TV shows of all time.
Okay.
Number 4, kind of sticking in that like animation kind of route. I went with Naruto Shippuden.
Okay.
It's an anime, and it's what I watched when I was a kid. And I don't think that there is a better 4 arc, like in a row, 4 arcs in any TV show I've ever seen. I know you don't know what I'm going to be talking about, but from
not a clue.
Jiraiya's death against Pain, and then Pain fighting Naruto and Pain fight, and then Sasuke and Itachi going against each other, and then going into the 5 Kage Summit, and then going into the 4th Great Ninja War in a row is the greatest 4 arcs in the history of television, in my opinion. It is
Sounds
ridiculous.
Like a bunch of nerd shit to me.
It is, but it is unbelievably good. Number 3, I have Breaking Bad. Love Breaking Bad.
That was good.
Walter White, Jesse Pinkman, got Bryan Cranston, Aaron Paul. They're so good. That's such a good show. Absolutely loved it. When my mom went to Albuquerque for a conference, she
Just
brought
came back
back
with blue meth.
she brought back with candied blue meth, which is what they used
Ah,
as like the prop on the
mhm.
set, was like rock candy blue meth. So that she got me some prop meth.
Crossover.
Yeah,
Did you ever see that in The Walking Dead? Daryl had,
blue meth.
um,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, in his
and he
bag.
was talking about Jesse Pinkman. He said he had a gun against his head. He's like, "I'll kill you, bitch."
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
There was
Okay,
this
go ahead.
tweaker. Yeah, it is funny because that did confirm that. I mean, both the shows were on AMC, so it does confirm that they
Correct.
were in the same fucking
Universe.
universe. Yeah. Number two, Dexter. I don't know if you've ever seen that show.
Oh yes, I have. Yeah,
Dexter
start to finish.
is a fantastic show, except for the last episode. And
Yeah.
the last episode was so bad I didn't even watch Dexter New Blood, the HBO show. I didn't even watch it. But the actual show Dexter is my second favorite show of all time.
Good show.
It is I've probably seen it 10 times all the way through, and like my sister made me a Dexter cake for a couple birthdays and shit. Like, it's one of my favorite shows. And
What's a Dex? It comes in pieces in a
no,
bag
it's like it was like my sister like
inside a tank of water.
my sister liked decorating cakes with like fondant or whatever, so she would like fondant like it was like little garbage bags that he would drop off his boat or whatever, and
Yeah.
then she made like a little boat that said "Slice of Life" on it, which was his boat. And
Okay,
then
okay. I was close.
another one of the cakes was like it had like fake broken glass. It was like crystallized sugar or whatever, and like some red food coloring dye for blood, and some like body parts strewn across the cake. It was cool.
See, I was right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And can you guess my favorite show of all time?
No,
Really?
you already said The Office.
Game of Thrones.
Oh, oh. See?
Every
I'm one of the 2% that has never seen an episode.
Game of Thrones is my
I-
favorite show of all time. If you take away, just like I said about Dexter, if you take away in Game of Thrones the last two episodes, if you take away the
I
last
heard
two
the-
episodes of
yeah.
Game of Thrones,
I heard they wrapped it up a little too quick.
The first
Fans get
seven and
mad.
a half, the first 7.5 seasons of that show, probably the greatest television you'll ever watch. Like, I truthfully think that.
I'll give it a shot sometime. You need to watch.
You really should.
You need to watch Love on the Spectrum.
I've seen it. I've seen some of it.
Parks and Rec. Then you should watch that. Andy Dwyer is played by. Oh boy, now my brain is blank. Not good. Not good. Not good. What's his name? What's his name? What's his name? I need help.
I know who it is.
What? I need help.
I know who it is. He plays Star-Lord.
I know. Andy Dwyer.
Mhm.
Fuck. Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh my. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who he is.
Does it not matter?
Anyway. Not a bit.
Not even a little bit?
All right. So let's move on. We have one more category for
Chris
episode
Pratt, by the
3
way.
here. Damn it. All right. I was hoping I could slide in the next category without you telling me who it was. Now I feel really dumb. All right. So we're going to go to a music category.
Yeah, we're gonna go back and forth and just see if we know each other's songs. That, like, I just picked a couple songs from my playlist that I don't. I'm sure Ronnie might have heard at some point, but we're gonna just be reading the lyrics and see if
Yes.
we know it, like, without singing the melodies and without getting any copyright claims.
And I'm
Obviously,
trying
all
to
respect
stick
to the artist,
to-
and everything was created by the artist. And
I'm trying to stick to the 90s for most of mine because that was my teenager years. I don't know if you stuck to the teens.
I have songs from 2014, 2009, 2003, and one actually from before I was born.
No, that's
But
fine.
I don't know if you'll know. You definitely won't know it by the words itself, but you'll probably know.
Well,
it by
just
the
just
melody.
to help you out because
Mhm.
you weren't alive when these. I stuck to the 90s for this time.
Yeah.
Next time I'll just do a mixture and just fuck you.
I got
Let's, let's see what happens. All right. So you want to go? You or me?
You can go
wanna do a
first.
Coin toss. All right.
I
I'll
mean, it
go
just makes
first.
sense. I just got done talking about my shows. It should be.
So here we
your
go.
turn to yap for a minute.
For everybody, we will put the answer right here. If you're watching on YouTube or Spotify, the
Make
answer will be
my
right here.
editing harder, but okay. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, no,
I'm just
we
kidding.
don't have to
It
do
will be up there. It will be up there. I
right.
promise. Maybe, unless I cut this out.
All right. He's the one.
Mm-hmm.
who likes all our pretty songs. And
He's
he
the one who likes
likes to sing
all.
along. And he likes to shoot his gun, but he don't know what it means.
Don't know what it means.
He don't know what it means.
When
And
I
I
say
said, go ahead.
In Bloom, Nirvana.
Woo! Very nice.
Yeah, of course.
Very nice. Very good.
Love Nirvana.
You're up.
My turn. All right. Last night, I was getting my feet rubbed by the baddest bitch. Not. Let me reset that.
No, just keep going.
All right.
Keep going.
Last night I was getting my feet
rubbed.
rubbed by the
Yep.
baddest bitch. Not Trina, but I swear to God, this bitch will make you call your girl up and tell her, hey, what's good? Sorry, I'm never coming home. I'ma stay for good. Then hang the phone up and proceed to lay the wood. I came fast like 911 in white neighborhoods. Ain't got no shame about it. She think I'm spoiled and I'm rich because I can have any bitch. I got defensive and said, nah, I was the same without it. But then I thought back to a better me. Before I was a B-list celebrity. Before I started calling bitches so heavily. Back when you could get a platinum plaque without no melody. You wasn't sweating me.
Dr. Dre?
Nah, J. Cole. No role models, J. Cole.
I was gonna say J.
Forest
Cole.
Hill Drive.
But when you said platinum plaque, I know Dr. Dre has said that a lot. So
Yeah.
I was gonna say J. Cole right up to that point, and then I was like, okay, I'm not 100% sure. Okay, all right. What's the name of the song?
No role
Put it right
models.
here.
J.
All right.
Cole, banger. Forest Hill Drives,
All right.
2014. Great album.
All right. Let's see.
That was
here.
the song of my sophomore to or my freshman to sophomore year of high school. Like that summer was that album.
All right. Next song. I have the answer right here.
No, I won't put the answer
We-
right there until after
Oh, okay.
it starts playing.
Yeah, till
so
after.
the listeners can play along as well.
Okay. Okay. We
Mhm.
chase misprinted lies.
Mm.
We chase the sands of time. And yet I find repeating in my head, if I can't be my own, I'd feel better dead.
Is that Alice in Chains?
Is it?
Is that an Alice in Chains song?
Is it? Yes,
I
it
think
is.
I know that song. Hang on, I might get the name of it. Hang on. Can you sing it for me, like melodically?
We chase misprinted lies.
Nutshell?
Yes, sir.
Boom, dude, I'm on it.
Very good. Very good.
It's kind of unfair because that is I do listen to that type of music as well.
That's
and
all right. And I'm pretty sure I didn't write these lyrics down. I'm going off memory. If I fuck them up a little, fuck you. I played in a band. You wouldn't have known if I was doing it live. So, all right.
I feel like I got a couple of the. I feel like I would have gotten it if all the lyrics were correct. I think the one lyric is fight instead of the word you said. I'm pretty sure.
Whatever.
But whatever. Let's go with this one since you might know this one.
Okay.
Blankets of silence makes me want to sink my teeth in deep. Burn all the evidence of fabricated disbelief. Pull back the curtains, take a look into your eyes. My tongue has now become a platform for your lies. I said, you've got me where you want me, again, and I can't turn away. I'm hanging by a thread, and I'm feeling like I'll fall. I'm stuck here in between the shadows of my yesterday. I want to get away. I need to get away.
Is it My Chemical Romance?
No. You have another guess?
No, I don't.
It's Cage the Elephant.
So
it was
okay.
on
I haven't listened to a lot of KZL.
It was on
yeah,
their
okay.
Cage the Elephant album, and I had it when I was a kid in 2009, 2010. And it Ain't No Rest for the Wicked was the more popular song on that album. because there ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. I got bills to pay. I got mouths to feed. All that shit. That was like the more popular song, and this one is Back Against the Wall by Cage the Elephant. It's just my favorite song
Okay.
off that album.
I have heard that. Not
Yeah.
a lot, though.
Auto
Next
tune on
song
that.
for me.
Yeah, go.
Here we go. Talk to me softly. There's something in your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it. I'm
You can't
sorry.
do it.
Oh,
do
man. Don't hang your head in sorrow. And please don't cry. I know how you feel inside. I mean, I've been here before. Something's been changing inside you. I mean, don't you know?
That all I get.
That's all you got.
The
I'll
only
give you
thing
another
that
verse if you want.
the only thing that comes to mind is because you said the words "Don't cry," and I know that's a Guns N' Roses song.
Very good. Very good.
My dad loves Guns N' Roses, so I'm sure I've heard
Okay.
that.
Okay.
That's literally the only like I didn't know any of those lyrics. I just heard "Don't Cry" and I was like, I know that's an XXX Tentacion song.
Verse.
I know that's an
Should've done a different
XXX
verse.
Tentacion song and a Guns N' Roses song. I know that's that.
All right, my turn to fuck up again. Let's go.
Yeah, I'll give you a hard one too. Actually, no, I'm gonna give you
Great.
one of my favorite ones here. I get my by any means on whenever there's a drought. Get your umbrellas out, because that's when I brainstorm. You can blame Sean, but I ain't invent the game. I just rolled the dice trying to get some change. And I do it twice. Ain't no sense in me. Lying as if I am a different man. And I could blame my environment, but there ain't no reason why I be buying expensive chains. Hope you don't think users are the only abusers. Something getting high within the game. If you do, then how would you explain I'm 10 years removed, still the vibe is in my veins? That something was the N-word. Jay-Z. This is public service announcement, which was the opening song for NBA 2K13.
Okay.
So it was NBA 2K13, and it was produced all of the music was produced by Jay-Z, like the soundtrack was done by Jay-Z, and this was the thing. And it would come up with the beginning of the song, which was, "This is a public service announcement sponsored by Just Blaze and the good folks at Rockefeller Records." And it was such a good and it just went into a hard ass fucking do. It was sick.
Do.
Fellow Americans,
I love it.
It is with the utmost pride and sincerity that I present this recording as a willing testament and regulation of history in the making during our generation. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Hove. H to the O-V. I used to move snowflakes by the O-Z. I guess even back then you can call me CEO or the ROC. Ho. I could do that entire song.
Very nice. Very nice. Excuse me. My goodness.
For those of you who are wondering, yes, I have J. Cole and Jay-Z on there. And I do live in a suburban white town outside of Philadelphia, indeed.
All right. So, I got one more.
Yeah. You got one more? You should have two more.
I don't want to do this one. I'll do it anyway.
You should. I got two more. You made me get two more.
This microphone
That one
explodes.
Right there? Okay.
Shattering the molds. Either drop the hits like De La O or get the fuck off the commode.
Dude, are you really doing this to me? This is the one that you didn't want to do because you knew I'd know it.
Yeah.
It's Rage Against the Machine, Bulls on Parade. Come on,
Yes,
dude,
sir.
I know those lyrics. Get the fuck out of here.
I really wanted to test it. From the last episode, you said you knew it.
Yeah,
I
dude,
just wanted to see if you were bluffing.
No, dude, I know it.
All right, go.
All right. It's been 3 weeks since you were looking for your friend. The one you let hit it and never called you again. Remember when he told you he was about the Benjamins? You act like you ain't hear him. Then give him a little trim. To begin, how you think you're really gonna pretend? Like you wasn't down and you called him again. Plus, when you give it up so easy, you ain't even fooling him. And you did it then, and you'd probably fuck again.
Will Smith.
Miss Lauryn Hill.
Name of the song. Oh.
Miss Lauryn Hill.
Will Smith. Name of the song is Jada.
Oh, dude, Miss Lauryn Hill.
All right.
Doo-wop.
Here we go.
Doo-wop is the name of the song.
Is that the one? Cause you know you better watch out. That one?
No, I don't think so.
Oh no, that's that thing.
Yeah, that's that thing.
It just hit me. Yeah, my bad. All right.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
You're right.
Hmm?
You're right.
Was I right?
You're right. That is called doo-wop, parentheses, that thing.
Thank you. Belts right there, everyone. Belts right there. All right. So
Last one for you.
here we go.
And then I got an impossible one for you.
I burn like a wicker cabinet.
Oh no, I know this.
Chalk white and
So frail.
so frail.
Time
I
has gotten
think-
stale. Tick of the clock is painful.
All sane and logical.
I don't know the band. I think I know the name of the song.
Wanna tear it off the wall. I hear words and clips and phrases. I think
Sick
sick.
like ginger ale. My
My
stomach
stomach
churns
churns
and I exhale.
and I exhale.
I would swallow my pride. I would stroke on the ride. I would choke on the not
Whoa,
stroke.
Whoa!
I would choke
whoa.
on the rind, but the lag thereof would leave me empty
Whoa.
inside. Swallow my doubt. Turn it inside out. Inside out's the name of the song. Do I need to get the band for you to be impressed with me? To go 5 for 5? Because I went 4 for 5 with
I'm
everything.
impressed. I'm impressed you got that far.
I love that song. Oh, it's got a number in it.
Yep.
Eve 6, Eve 6,
Yes,
Eve 6,
sir.
Eve 6,
Yes,
Eve 6.
sir.
It's in my
Yes,
playlist. I've seen that.
sir.
I've seen that song all the time. Yeah, I'm so happy I got that. That was gonna piss me off if I didn't get that, because I love that song. That's a great song.
Oh, man.
5 for 5, and you're
Yes,
0 for
sir.
4 so far. And
Nice.
this one's even more obscure, because this is just like
Okay.
this was my favorite rapper in high
So
school.
wait. What's are we keeping score? What's your score?
I'm 5 for 5.
Are you?
Yes,
What am I?
0 for 4 currently. You didn't get No Role Models
great,
by
not
by
great.
J. Cole. You didn't get the Cage the Elephant song.
Okay.
You
We
didn't
don't
get
need
the
to go
Jay-Z
through
song.
it.
You didn't get the
We
Lauryn
don't need
Hill
to go
song.
through it.
All right. This is
Hit me with the last one.
okay.
I hate it.
I really have
I
to.
hate
I
it
really
already.
have to center myself to read this one.
I hope you crack just like I did.
I was in the crib, just sitting on the rug. Bass heads coming through looking for the plug. Now, born and raised in my area. Beautiful by day, by night, it's hysteria. Fuck around and bury you tonight. Riding with my homies on site. Mama tell me to come in at night. Now I really gotta go, but they never know. Living life to the fullest, I gotta blow. Po finna bust in the dough. We got blow in the crib, in the kitchen over there next to the baby with the bib. God damn what it feel like, middle of the night, waking up, scared for my life, never had the heat, just a knife, with the gat, go blat like that. Guarantee you it's a rap, finna put you on your back like that. Just breathe, while their mama grieve. Bullet to the dome like a leave. Gotta leave for the premises, to murder my nemesis. For they even call the cops. Do it for the money and the bitches and the drugs and the props. Tell me why another body even got a drop. Get shot off top for some shit that was... You know the song?
No.
Gang related. For the shit that was gang related by Logic.
By Logic.
Logic, Under Pressure, 2014. One of the best rap albums of all time. Love that
Oh
album.
for 5, baby.
5. I tried to pick song other than the fucking public service announcement. Public service announcement was close with me because of that NBA 2K link, and I just love that Lauryn Hill song too.
Okay.
But Get Destroyed.
I'm shocked you knew these because they were before your time. So
I guess it's different because like I grew up listening to.
I'll get much more difficult next time.
I'm down to do this again. I literally had like, I'd say 5 minutes of prep time, but it was more like 25 minutes of prep time before this to just go and find some lyrics that I thought would be funny to read off, which I think they were.
They were,
yeah,
especially with you,
with my voice.
On that last one, your level just kept going.
Because like
you were fucking.
Because like I wanted to rap it because I can say it so much better when I rap it, but I didn't want to like. But I didn't want to. Please. Not again, dude. I rapped enough today.
Please. All right. Well, I got one more little section.
Okay.
That we're going to do at the end of every episode so people know it's the end. All right. So this is rapid fire.
Yeah.
I'm going to rapid fire questions at you.
Okay.
You have to answer in under 60 seconds.
Oh, God. You know I'm not good at that.
And there are 5 questions. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. Did I say 60 seconds?
You did say 60 seconds.
I meant 30.
Oh, God. That's even worse.
This is rapid fire.
Yeah.
And also, your brain needs to work extra hard because on Rapid Fire, on the Ronnie Vegas podcast, the answers are subjective.
Okay.
Which means you have to think like I think.
Oh, Lord. Oh, so they're opinionated.
That's right. Subjective answers, yes. Okay. Here we go. Rapid Fire.
Let's go.
First ever round. 30 seconds. Start the timer. No, we don't need a timer because I'm not.
Is it 30 seconds per question or 30 seconds to get through all 5?
No.
Okay.
Rapid fire.
Yeah.
We'll try 30 seconds. We'll start a timer. We'll see how long we go. But I don't want to give you more than 60, so they got to be quick. Rapid fire. Ronnie Vegas.
Yeah.
First ever round. And here we go. Favorite color?
Red.
No, the answer is black. Best actor in Hollywood?
Cillian Murphy.
No, the answer is Johnny Depp. Best TV show in the last 30 years?
Game of Thrones.
No, Love on the Spectrum. Best Super Bowl performance?
Halftime show or team?
Halftime show performance.
Halftime show, Prince, Purple Rain.
Yes, that's the correct answer. Crazy. Craziest thing that happened into America in the last 40 years.
Cuban Missile Crisis.
No, Love on the Spectrum. That's it.
I don't even think Cuban Missile Crisis was the last 40 years.
There we
That's
go.
last 60.
That's rapid fire. That's rapid fire with Ronnie Vegas. This is the end of episode 3. Thank you again to Exotica Dispensary in Akwesasne. And also, next episode, we are going to have a special guest. He was my guitar player. He's right here on the poster. That is Tick. Thomas Arquette will be on the show. We're going to talk to him about working his way up through hospital, how he started as a janitor and ended up surgical tech, and what he's doing now. And we're going to talk about old stories from the band and growing up. It's going to be fun. Episode 3 in the books. DeJoy, bring us out.
Yeah, it's going to be nice to meet Tick next episode. I've never met him before, so it's going to be cool to hear some stories about Ronnie from before I was born, you know, that type of... No, not actually like that.
Oh.
But, you know what I mean? It's going to be cool to hear some previous stories of Ronnie. Thank you guys for listening. Of course, check out the TikTok, check out the Spotify, follow us on everything, and subscribe to us on YouTube, and we'll see you later, you know?
Tell him Ronnie Vegas sent you.
Tell him Ronnie Vegas sent you.